Groveland. Do you know what's up? We do. I'm Beth Greenhagen.
And I'm Rich York.
And we're here to bring you up to date on local news and happenings.
Let's get started with a popular news segment we're calling Where Are We in Groveland? We'll show you a photo and you have to guess where it is.
A Veterans Day observance was held on November 11th. Groveland honored its veterans with a well-attended ceremony at the Central Fire Station, featuring speeches by local officials, a color guard, and thanks and remembrances for those who served. We celebrated our nation's veterans alongside the members of the American Legion Post 248. It was a lovely morning of reflection, gratitude, and community.
The Groveland COA Food Pantry reported a record number of donations in November, thanks to contributions from residents and local businesses. The food drive will support seniors in need during this holiday season. The pantry accepts donations of food, including fresh produce from our garden, to support the town's older adults. Before donating, please make sure that the packages are not expired so that all food distributed is safe and usable. Call ahead if you're planning a large donation so staff can make sure there is space to receive it. Also welcome our gift cards to Market Basket, which allows COA to assist people with urgent needs. Donations can be dropped off during the COA's regular business hours at Groveland Town Hall.
Preparations for the annual Winter Festival at VC Park have begun. The Friends of VC Park invite anyone interested to volunteer. You can help organize refreshments or even community events scheduled for January at the park. Get more information at their website at vcpark.org and check under the Volunteer tab.
The Highway Department announced the completion of several road repair projects ahead of winter weather. Storm drain maintenance was highlighted as an essential service during the fall season. Residents are reminded to keep the roadsides clear to facilitate snow removal in the coming months.
With the holidays right around the corner, Groveland small businesses are preparing for the shopping season with special promotions and extended hours. Don't forget to shop local and support neighborhood businesses and restaurants. Here's a great idea. We checked in with our local historian, Claire Walsh, about something the Historical Society did recently.
Hi, Stephanie Bartelt here for Groveland Community News. We're here at the Chile Washington Hall where we're talking to Claire Walsh, president of the Groveland Historical Society. Claire, tell us about this new book that you have.
Well, this is a very interesting book that we came across within the last year, and it was something that Dr. Woodbury printed back in 1895, and it's all about the cemetery. It has all the stones listed and documented. Okay, the listing is in the back.
Can you tell us one cool factoid that you learned by looking at this book?
I learned that Dr. Woodbury was just an unbelievable person, and he had so much foresight to do the documentation of pictures that he did. After he retired, he was a physician here in Groveland, and he retired and needed something to do, so he decided he was going to take pictures of so many spots, whether they were old homes or old buildings, such as where we are right now at Washington Hall. He just did a phenomenal job, and I don't think there are too many towns around that have the documentation that we have here in Groveland of all these old buildings, some of which aren't here anymore, but many of them are.
And you have those photos here?
We have some photos here. Okay,
that's cool.
We don't have all of them. Most of the ones that are on display are down at Town Hall.
Okay.
All those are Dr. Woodbury's.
Oh, they are? The ones that are hanging on the wall?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
There are some really neat photos down there.
There really are.
And where can we buy this book?
These books can be bought here at Washington Hall on Sunday from 1 to 4, is, when we're open to the public. And the town clerk has them at the town hall and also at the library, okay? Or you can always call me.
Okay, and can you tell us how much the book costs?
The book, which is it's a paperback, but it was so well done by the printers in Haverhill Print Cafe. I have to give them a plug.
I mean, it looks
because
historic.
They were excellent, okay? It looks original. It really does.
How much is it?
So it's $20.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And Claire, do you, as the Historical Society, have any functions coming up in December?
December, we have our annual Christmas party or meeting, or both.
Gathering?
Okay, gathering. And what we do is we invite anyone who wants to come. There's no charge. It's our way of saying thank you to the town and everyone in it. So we have a band coming and they sing.
Oh, cool.
This is all free, okay? It's open to the public.
Oh, great.
And then we'll have some food.
Awesome. That sounds fun.
Nothing elaborate, just the finger things.
All right, that sounds fun. We'll see you then. Thank you, Claire.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, this is Stephanie and Claire coming to you from Riverview Cemetery, where we've taken a little trip over to take a look at how this stone relates to this book. But before we get started with that, we are standing right now just inside on the left-hand side as you drive through that beautiful arch that signifies the beginning of the cemetery. And Claire told me something really interesting about the piece of land that's right next to the roadway over here. Claire, tell me that part again.
Yes, we do believe that Native Americans are interred in the front of the cemetery in unmarked graves because, as probably most of you remember from history class at some point in grade school, they did not mark their graves, okay? And that's why, historically it's been very difficult to find graves for the Native Americans.
In this part of the country, actually in the Midwest, we have the mounds. And we have more mounds in the Midwest, in the United States, in Wisconsin and Illinois, actually, than anywhere else in the world. So anyway, it's kind of interesting. They're shaped mounds, often in the shape of animals like snakes and eagles and things like that. It's kind of neat. But anyway, back to this book. Claire and I walked over and we found a gravestone, and then we were able to look up this person whose name was Abby Monroe. And the book tells us that Abby is wife of Moses C. Monroe, died March 2nd, 1850, age 32 years. And it is inscribed here, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right blessed are the dead that die in the Lord, even so saith the Spirit, this life is a dream. And it's kind of neat to see this very old gravestone from 1850 and all of the other really cool old gravestones that were documented by Dr. Woodbury in his book.
Our recycling experts, Lydia and Carter, are back with some tips for you.
Holidays are fun times, but they are also a time when we generate more trash. It is important to recycle as much as possible. Recycling saves our town money. Here are some tips on what to recycle. Wrapping paper. It is important to recycle as much as possible. Recycling saves our town money. Here are some tips on what to recycle. Wrapping paper.
What do we do with all that paper?
Plastic packing.
Everything seems to come in plastic. Can we recycle it all?
Holiday cards.
It seems a shame to just throw them away.
We'll be back in a few minutes to give you some answers.
Thank you, Lydia and Carter. Do you enjoy holiday music? How about rock and roll classics and oldies music? Do you remember doo-wop music? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you will enjoy this special concert. On Saturday, December 6th at 6 p.m. at the Bagnell School, the Friends of Groveland Council on Aging will present the Memory Laners with Bagnell Elementary School Chorus opening. The fundraising event includes free light refreshments and a 50-50 raffle. Tickets are $15 for general admission, children for $10. The Friend accepts cash, check, and Venmo. For advance sales, contact the Friends via email at 01834 fogcoa@gmail.com. Tickets will also be sold at the door, and all proceeds help support the Groveland Council on Aging.
The Marines need toys. Help the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve with their annual campaign to collect toys for kids in need by dropping off new unwrapped toys at local drop-off options. The Groveland Police Department at 181 Main Street, the Haverhill Police Station at 40 Bailey Boulevard, or the Haverhill Fire Department at 131 Water Street. Toys are collected from October through December 15th and then distributed for the holidays after being sorted by age and gender. Your generosity will make a kid's Christmas a little bit brighter.
It's happening! Construction has finally begun on the much anticipated skate park at the Pines Recreation Area. The skate park is expected to be completed by the end of the year, with grand opening planned for the spring. The spot will provide a safe, designated space for skateboarding and wheeled activities, supporting youth and recreation and community health.
Seems like a long way off, but spring will be here before we know it. That means it's time to get ready for town elections in May. There will be several openings and chances to serve your town. The Select Board, Planning Board, and Library Trustees will all have openings, as well as many other opportunities. Keep watching the Town Clerk webpage at grovelandma.com for a list of openings. Those running for office will have to decide by January. Applications are available at the Town Clerk's office in Town Hall. You will need to collect just 35 signatures of registered town voters to be able to run. Remember, Groveland needs interested and committed volunteers to keep our town running.
Next, we have a feel-good story about a Haverhill man with a special place in his heart for Groveland. Check out this interview that our favorite news reporter, Elaine Tremazian Muse, did to learn about Rich Robillard.
Hello and welcome to Groveland Community News. My name is Elaine Tremazian Muse, and today we will be learning about Rich Robillard and his interesting story. You're going to love this. Hello, Rich, and thank you for letting us interview you today. I have a series of questions, but I also want you to feel free to add anything that you'd like our viewers to know about you.
Okay, thank you.
So I thought we'd start, because this is the most pertinent thing, about you talking about your business. So I had a few questions to start with, and I was interested in knowing, what is it called? What do you do? How long have you been in business? So maybe we could start with that.
Yeah, I'm the owner of Robillard's Junk Removal. We haul away junk. That's what we do. You need it gone, I'm the guy to get rid of it.
All right.
I've been doing it for about a year now.
Okay. And what inspired you, now listen to this carefully, what inspired you to start this business?
So for years now, I've told my son I am going to take him to Vegas for his 21st birthday. To make that happen, I need to make some extra cash, so I started scrapping on the side. When I made enough, everything was good. I made enough to take him to Vegas, we had a good time, and then I unfortunately lost my job. And I had to figure out some way to make income. And I kept on doing this full time. Mm-hmm. And I've just turned it into one thing after another. You know?
And there was really a call for this. There was a need.
Yes, yes.
Okay. How do you get your clients?
Right now, mostly it comes through Facebook. You know, I post on every page I can, and it's Facebook has been instrumental to keep my business thriving.
And probably a lot of word of mouth, too,
I do have
right?
a lot of that too.
Yeah. And where, if I may ask, where do you bring your items? Like, what types of items do you find that you mostly pick up?
A lot of things that people need to get rid of. Mattresses, TVs, those all go to the transfer stations. And then when I do the Groveland scrap metal pickup once a week, it all goes to Viking Scrapyard in Haverhill, Mass.
Okay, so do you solely do Groveland for scrap metal?
I do it for free in Groveland.
You're going to have to tell us
that
about
story-
that, because that's an
the-
important story.
Yeah. So after I lost my job last year, I got sick and I went into the hospital. And when I went into the hospital, they found that I was in heart failure. If I lifted a gallon of milk, I would have died. And I was still doing this every day until I went into the hospital. So I had heart, once it was found to have that problem, I didn't know how I was going to keep my family surviving. And my wife started a GoFundMe page. The town of Groveland did most of the donating and raised $15,000 for us so we could recover and not have to worry about our financial situation. So the way I pay it back is every Tuesday I come to Groveland, I pick up anything that's scrap metal, free of charge, and that's my way I pay it back to the community for helping my family.
That's really awesome. Very sweet. Do you, if I may, do you limit that to the people that had
No.
supported you? Is it any Groveland resident?
Any Groveland resident. You
Okay.
can call me and I will be here on a Tuesday.
Okay.
It might be 6 a.m. and maybe 9 p.m. There's
Okay.
a lot of you guys in Groveland.
So scrap metal, could you tell me, like, what are examples of scrap metal?
Anything that's metal, any kind of electronic that plugs in, except for a TV. If you have a printer, e-waste, any of that stuff is considered scrap metal.
Even electronics?
Yep.
Okay, that's really good to know, and that is really a lovely community service, and I'm sure a lot of people are very grateful for that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. I'm sure many of our viewers would be very interested in the environmental impact of your business. Could you please address that?
So with my business, it's always recycle and donate. That's before I put anything into a landfill. If somebody's throwing out a good piece of furniture, I donate to wherever I can.
I see.
And I do scrap metal recycling. I recycle, paper, plastic, because when you're in the junk hauling business, it's not always about just pick it up and go to a transfer station and dump it out. You have to be environmentally thoughtful of what you're putting in it.
Right. And my understanding, correct me if this sounds incorrect, is that by 2030, our landfills are going to be maxed out.
They could be.
And we're going to have to be hauling our stuff out of state, which is going to be even more expensive for taxpayers. So I think we should be very cognizant of what we're throwing out and what we can recycle, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So just on a personal note, what milestones, I can think of some of them already that you've mentioned, but what milestones in your life stand out most?
Being able to do what I can do today. A year ago in December, they told me I'd never lift anything over 50 pounds again. I'd never be able to do stuff like this. My life had to change. I took that as a challenge, and I'm able to provide for my family, and nobody has to worry about anything. My family comes first.
That's great. A lot of gratitude there. I can hear it. So having been through what you've been through, what advice, of course you never knew that you were going to have this health issue, but what advice would you give to younger generations about their life in general? What advice do you have?
Never give up on anything. That's key. You can't give up. You can't take somebody's word, whether it's a doctor or a teacher, that you can't do something. You can do it. It's what you have to do. You can put your mind through it, you can get it done.
Did you find that some people said that you wouldn't? I mean, you said the doctors said that you would never be
Yeah.
able to lift 50 pounds, so that's what you're referencing?
Yeah, it's a lot of different things. My mother used to tell me all the time, Richie, whatever you put your mind to, you'll be successful. And that's how I've lived by that.
Aren't mothers wonderful?
She is.
Yeah. Okay. As we come to the close of our time together, what brings the most joy in your life right now?
In work,
In your life, yeah.
in my life, it's always going to be my family.
Yeah.
My family is number one. I do what I do every day for my family. So they don't have to worry about anything. They know everything's taken care of, and I'll be home at the end of the day.
I would like to ask, because that kind of triggered another question. Do you find that you're kind of living that attitude because that's the way you were raised?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You had a role model?
My father did everything he could to make sure his family came first.
That's beautiful. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like our audience to know? Or would you like to say anything?
No, I just want to thank all the Groveland residents for all the support they've given me over the last year. It's meant the world to me and my family.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing your personal story and your business story with our Groveland Community News today. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in. Please do so again. Bye-bye.
This is what they have me home. You want the wood chipper off to the side?
Sure.
And now Lydia and Carter have some answers for you.
Here we are again to give you some answers.
Wrapping paper?
Yes, it is the best to collect it all on the holidays and place it in a paper bag before placing it in your recycling cart.
Plastic packing?
This kind of plastic cannot be recycled in Groveland, even though it may have a recycling symbol on the numbers on it.
Holiday cards?
Yes, again, it is the best to place them in a paper bag. However, you can also save them for your grandkids. You can cut them out, the pictures, and design your own cards or other crafts.
We wish everyone a happy holidays, and please remember to keep recycling here in Groveland.
And now for the answer to where we are in Groveland. The Salem Street apartment complex is not only a sight to see, but it has a name now. The first building at the Quarry at Groveland is nearing completion on Quarry Drive. When all is said and done, the complex will contain 192 total units. Currently, 48 units are up for rental. According to its website, thequarryatgroveland.com, the complex will offer 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments, a conference room, fitness center, fire pit, grill stations, a pool, clubhouse, and even its own dedicated dog park. Applications are being accepted for an affordability housing lottery at the quarry. Eligibility is based on household assets. You can find more information at mcohousingservices.com. Applications for the Affordable Housing Lottery are available at Groveland Town Hall and the Langley Adams Library, as well as the leasing office at the complex. There will be a public information meeting about the lottery via Zoom on Wednesday, December 3rd at 6:30. The meeting will be recorded for anyone who can't make it on the night it is held. Application deadline is December 29th, with the lottery held on January 12th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Exciting news. And that's the show, folks. Thanks for watching. You can find some of our news stories in the Town Common, a free weekly paper available at various locations. Check out our website at gcnnews.net. And as always, send us tips and comments to whatsupgroveland@gmail.com. See you in January.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas and happy holidays. You missed the Merry Christmas.
No, it said we could.
GCN, Groveland's Community News.